come out to play. Time, come out to play. If y'all missed it, we got a new theme song. We got a new intro. If y'all missed it, you could have voted on it. It was all 3 songs by the same artist, CEO Poet. You know, he was the same rapper used to sing, "You ain't from the hood, you ain't from the hood." Well, we got another intro song from him right now. Before we get into the video, it's a crazy video. Let's get into. Oh, thank you, Beth Roberts, for the donation. Donations are back. Thank you, Beth Roberts. That's the executive producer. When the executive producer says something, Miss Chocolate Cocoa, we got to do it. We got to do it. We got. Oh, damn! I didn't text Miss Black Barbie. I got to text Miss Black Barbie. Hopefully she on. Let's go.
Yeah. No seatbelt. I'm trying to run head first into these niggas. Crash out. Crash out. Crash out. Crash out. Crash out. Crash out.
Oh, that's me. I got me in.
Hanging out the window with this 40 looking stupid. Nigga said he wanna beef, he about to die for some music. Typical, she got ass and individuals, but the pussy ain't good if she ain't digital. Gang gang, never lay your head where you slang cane. Crash out, I don't give a fuck where a nigga from. Crash dummy, riding shotgun with a blower. He don't need a perk, he gon' do it when he's sober. Crash out, off a pussy that's being passed out. Playing shot day in the glass house. Now the villains get packed out. And you know I got it through pat downs. Yeah, crashing out like a drunk driver, catching more strikes than the umpire. I got crazy. The nigga drop cause he on the flyer. I was tired of beefing with the nigga cyber. Yeah, you a buyer, I'm a seller. I'ma keep it to myself and you a motherfucker teller. I'm a star, you a fan. I'm a go, not a ram. I'm a crash out. I know insurance playing. Crash out. Crash out. Crash out. Crash out. Crash out.
This is how you get hyped for the song.
Crash out.
Y'all. You gotta get energy before
Crash
you
out.
and before you do shows.
Yeah. No fucks given, we ain't scared to go to prison. I'ma turn this TV off, we don't watch television. Scary, spooky, a demon, hilarious. I just caught a body and I need somewhere to bury it. Yeah, exotic weed so gorgeous. I just need woods and I smoke a rainforest. I didn't see the price and I still paid for it. She tried to make me wait, bitch, I'd rather pay for it. I've been on my shit and I'm getting hate for it. Got a meeting with the plug and I'm running late for it. If you really want a bag, send it out of state for it. Got some work in the cut for a drought or shortage. Yeah, I don't give a damn, nigga.
Hey, I gotta listen to the song before I get into my show. What's up, my people? This news keep coming faster and faster. This damn thing on the Nolan Wells case, it's obvious the case been solved a long time ago. But you got to debunk the lies. They had me debunk some shit yesterday that wasn't even new. They had me throw a show for nothing. The audio saying Nolan in the back and Nolan's Nolan chest, and they had me throw a whole damn show debunking a video for nothing. Why? I didn't fall for it. I didn't say. I said you can take for this video or this audio what you want. You can believe what you want. I didn't say hey, it do sound like it. I said you can believe what you want. I ain't finna fall for that shit. I am not falling for that shit. They had me do a whole video for nothing. I'm like, you know what? That was a waste of time. The hour later it was debunked. I'm like, you know what? This is now this right here show is from a show earlier, right? That Poetic Flakko. Now he's doing another live show right now on the same time. I'm like, you know what? I can't catch up with this dude, man. This dude is too much. But this dude right here is, and Willie D is what you call the house niggas, right? They really work for Master, right? You send these people out here to cause confusion, to cause division, right? You send them after people like me and Officer Tatum to discredit our opinions or evidence or videos or truth or facts, right? These are the people that badmouth people, This new Poetic Flakko, he has nothing really to do with politics. The dude Willie D that has nothing really to do with politics. But since it's political, all the race hustlers, Al Sharpton, and everybody can get in it. They get their 2 cents in it. Then when people like me and Officer Tatum come up there and hit people with the truth, right? They get emotional. They get sensitive. Oh, you a liar. You a sellout. You dumb. You stupid, right? Now I want you to watch this video and you can see the difference between somebody like me, because I was just, when I had my YouTube, everybody know I was just as big as Poetic Flakko, so I'm not tripping on views and numbers and things like that. We talking about content. We talking about personality. We talking about the quality of the show. We talking about facts. I blow him out of that. I don't give a fuck if I got 2 people in on a video watching, right? But I blow him out of the water on that, right? But you would never see me get this emotional over no man. You never see me, right, this mad over something somebody said or another person's opinion. You would never see me get this mad. I know how to control my emotions, right? I know how to take my L's. I know when somebody is getting the best of me, right? I know how to back away, how to retreat, right? I don't know, right? I don't have to twist stories and bend stories and stuff like that. I give you the truth. Now, this video right here is with Stephen A. Smith moderating moderating a debate between Officer Tatum and his other so-called federal prosecutor. You know what I'm saying? That I'm black and intelligent and stuff like that, right? He's debating them, right? And Officer Tatum hit him with all facts, right? Officer Tatum is not using emotion in this. He's using all facts. But you see Poetic Flakko, you're going to use all emotion when he cut it off. And every time Officer Tatum hit him with a fact or hit him with some evidence or hit him with something they can't refute, you know what I'm saying? Instead of him rebutting or something like that or explaining it to his viewers, he go into a whole nother story on how evil Officer Tatum is, right? Now, we finna get into it because it's a long video, but I want you to see how emotional this dude get, right? Over Officer Tatum. He about to crash out, y'all. He gonna crash out and he's emotional, right? We can't have that as a man. You ain't supposed to do that. You ain't supposed to be that emotional over another man. Not another person.
Why haven't Tatum been spending his time trying to figure out what happened to Nolan Wells? Why is Tatum spending his time going at the family and going at Benjamin Crump?
He have been trying to figure out how the dude died, and that's by process of elimination. He eliminated the people that people are accusing that so-called murdered Nolan Wells. He eliminated that. So what do you mean? You don't have to go out the family. Family is doing it to themselves.
It's all a grift. And the grift has gotten even worse. If you truly believe something bad happened to this young man who looks like you, who looks like your sons, don't you think a better use of your time would be trying to figure out what happened to him, trying to bring him justice, instead of going off on his family?
That Benjamin Crump was...
Why? Because he looked like his son? He looked like your son. What the hell that got to do with the truth, fool? I don't give a damn if he was my son. Oh, you're trying to get the motion. Oh, you're right. He looked like my son. Let me change my whole theory of thinking because he looked like my son. Huh? With the little boy, Barack Obama said the same thing. Trayvon Martin could have been my son. He could have looked like your son. He kind of looked like your son. His son is mixed, fool.
Oh. I'm trying to bring him justice instead of going off on his family.
That Benjamin Crump, a civil rights attorney, is representing the family, and Al Sharpton is giving the funeral. Let's not act like we don't know that this is being turned into a civil rights case. I don't know whether that's wrong or not, because to be quite honest with you, black kid is dead after going out with white dudes. Yeah, I got a problem with that. That picture don't look right, particularly in the state of Mississippi. I'm just going to keep it a buck, then call it like that.
Do you understand? Oh my God. Do you understand, folks? Now, yo, we got to stand up right now, bruh. We would never see this. Yo, it takes a situation this extreme to get Stephen A. Smith, white America favorite Edgar, for Stephen A. Smith to say, oh, nah, you white folks, nah, we can't defend you white folks, man. For Stephen A. to say, nah. You understand how hard that was for Stephen A. Smith? Do you understand that it takes nothing outside of 100% boxed in, undisputable evidence and proof to get a brother like Stephen A. Smith to go against the dominant society? Yo, for anybody who's still questioning anything that has came out, I feel sorry for you, bruh.
And he act like Stephen A. Smith said the boy was murdered, or he had evidence or something, or Stephen A. Smith is accusing the white kids of killing Nolan Wells, right? He just said he wasn't cool with it. And it's in Mississippi. He understands the history, right? He didn't say he was picking sides. Said, oh, look at him. It's white America, the dominant side. Oh, look at Stephen F. the world's worst. Oh, look at him. A bunch of noise for nothing. A clown show.
Even the Uncle Ruckuses ain't denying it anymore, bruh.
One is a conservative, one is a liberal, one's a former police officer, one is a civil rights attorney and a legal mind. It's a lot.
Right? He said, look how he described him, right? But Poetic Flakko wanted him to give a way better description of the person that's the district attorney, right? He wanted him to get, you gave Officer Tatum a better description. You didn't give the other dude the description. Look how Stephen A. was actually fair on this, right? He gave both of them a short introduction, not no long ass description. Watch this. Let's listen to what Stephen A. said about Tatum and the other dude, and watch him get emotional. Oh, Stephen A. should have said that. He's selling out. Here we go.
Ain't denying it anymore, bruh.
One is a conservative, one is a liberal, one's a former police officer, one is a civil rights attorney and a legal mind. It's a lot to get into, make no mistake about it.
Bro, I don't like that too, right? Yeah, I said former police officer. Listen, bro, Tatum is a YouTuber. Call it that, right? And then you didn't say, yo, this dude who Tatum is debating, by the way, just so you guys know, this is a former federal prosecutor. This is a person who just a few years ago was investigating and building cases like this. This is somebody with immeasurable experience in something like this.
That's how Stephen A. was supposed to introduce him, right? And he narrated the debate. He was supposed to say all of that. All of that for him. And this said Officer Tatum, right? And just because Officer Tatum is on YouTube and he's a YouTuber, right? Does that discredit him from everything he done as a police officer? All the knowledge he has, all the experience he has, does that discredit him? Because he's now a retired police officer? My nigga Sergeant Mold is a retired police officer. That don't discredit him. Sergeant Mold is the shit. Tell him, Sergeant Mold in the chat. You like it, Sergeant Mold ain't in the chat. Sergeant Mold is an ex-officer. New Orleans fighters, baby.
Tatum has no right. Tatum has no credibility. Tatum, yo, listen, man. Tatum has no business debating somebody like this on his Nolan Wells case. It's really that simple.
I know very little about this case other than what I've read and what I've seen on television. I've heard the reports in.
So why are you moderating a discussion on it? Pause. Oh my God.
A discussion on it. Because that's the best person to moderate a discussion. A person that has no knowledge of something, right? Which means the people that are debating have to sway his opinion, or that he has to be in the middle because he's a narrator. He's not supposed to pick a side. He doesn't have to have knowledge of it, right? All he has to do is ask the questions. You don't have to have knowledge to be a narrator, right? All he has to do is ask the right questions. Oh, wow, what kind of knowledge did he have? Stupid clown show.
I thought it was bad. Then why are you moderating a discussion on it if you know nothing about this case? Yo, Bro, we live in a matrix, homie. If you know nothing about this case, if you know very little about this case, then why are you moderating a discussion on it? How does that make sense? I'm so confused.
We know that when Roger Mitchell examined the body for the family, that the throat and other organs have been removed. So that your listeners understand, that's not abnormal. That is something.
Right. You heard him. So your listeners understand, right? That's not abnormal. But he got something to say about that. Clown show. Oh, it's not abnormal. They should have done this. It's not abnormal. This shit is normal procedure.
Something that takes place normally during the case of an investigation and of an autopsy. So as of yet, that was undecided or undecisive. That does not mean that foul play may not have occurred. It just means that the autopsy that was conducted by the family did not show that conclusively.
Don't expect nothing from that grand jury, by the way. Don't expect a thing from that grand jury.
Don't expect nothing from the grand jury. Even the truth, right? He letting you know that they don't have enough evidence, right, to start no investigation, right? So he already setting it up. Don't expect nothing from them. They're just gonna say no. They work for the family. They work for the city. They raise system. Don't expect nothing from them, right? But we know we can expect the truth
because how they presented that grand jury, they try to make it seem like the DA was going out of her way to bring it to the grand jury. Come to find out, the grand jury thing is just a routine thing, right? For any death where the cause is unknown, they investigate, they put the facts together, and then they present it to the grand jury. But if you present something to the grand jury that's slighted in the direction of no foul play, the grand jury doesn't do anything about it. So do not expect anything from that grand jury. Don't expect anything from that grand jury at all. He may have given us an interview with 2 tap dancers. Stephen A. Smith may have pulled off a slick one, right? He may have pulled off a slick one. Because the brother says he doesn't see any problem with them taking out the throat. Cool. But then why didn't the throat get packed up with the other organs that y'all put and sent it over to the independent autopsy?
What did you deduce from the conversation you had from one of the friends that was with Nolan Wells? What did you take away from that you'd like the public to know?
Stephen A., I want to make sure this is clear. I actually spoke to all the boys that were being accused. I spoke to family members. I spoke to also their attorneys. I'm not asking people to believe or not believe. I just wanted to give people the information. So nobody...
Bro, that's a lie. Tatum, that's a lie, bro. Your entire interview was slanted in one direction. If you were somebody who was not trying to do an interview to convince anybody of anything, you wouldn't do an interview and ask slanted questions, bro. You literally asked, what do you think of them bringing Benjamin Crump and making this a race issue? If you were somebody who was, again, you could have asked that question. Oh, what do you think of the work that Benjamin Crump has been doing for Nolan Wells' family?
What kind of question is that? Right? Ain't that something you're supposed to ask the family? What do you think the Benjamin Crump is doing for you? You know, why the hell you gonna ask somebody who's being accused by Benjamin Crump, right? Right, somebody been accused of murder in a crime. Why is he going to ask? How do you feel about what the family? I mean, how do you feel about what Benjamin Crump is doing for the family? That's a stupid ass question. That's a stupid ass question. Why would I ask him that? How do you feel? I know he's convicted, trying to accuse you of murder. Right, but how do you feel about the work he's doing for the family?
But every question you asked was slanted in the direction of they are race hustling, they're grifting, nothing bad happened here.
And also they were best friends. These kids had so many pictures, so many text messages of them.
Man, stop it, bro. Bro, all these kids came out and said, they were Nolan Wells' best friend, right? They all came out. First off, every single one of them says, Nolan Wells was my best friend.
I only heard 2 of them said it, right? And 2 things could be possible. They could have been best friends at separate times. You can have 2 best friends. You can have a best friend that you kind of grew up with, right? And you grew apart from. And you can have a new best friend, you know what I'm saying, that you're hanging with now. You know what I'm saying? You're doing things now. You don't want to separate them, but they could be 2 best friends that never really come in contact with each other. Or, you know what I'm saying, or in contact with each other, you know what I'm saying? And they probably feel like they best friends or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they shared more with him and done more with him and stuff like that. You know, so it's not that it's a conflicting story, and that's the reason why they should be accused of murder or accused of doing something or accused of lying, right? It just means they have a different opinion on who the best friend was. That's it. Hell, Javon said he was the best friend. You know what I'm saying? We know that's not true, huh? Javon, when he came up, we were talking to Nolan Wells' best friend. Javon, why you didn't say why nobody asked him why he said it? Why ain't nobody asked him where his picture's at? Right? With Nolan. The white boys got pictures, text messages, you know, everything, videos. I don't think Javon was at the damn pool party. Nobody pointed him out. But he got on there on TMZ and other things. I was his best friend. Since when? Had me fooled for a hot second.
I can't speak on his relationship with other people, but he was my best friend. You know, all the friends that came out and said Nolan Wells was their best friend, the follow-up question was, have you met Nolan Wells' mama? And they all said no.
Know you.
They all said no. They all said no. All of them said no. Right? Have you met up with best friend? All of them said no.
Really, really good friends with Nolan, his best friend. Nolan's mother said on television that as if she don't even know you and she don't know who you are, and you're definitely not, at least is what she alluded to, you're definitely not his best friend. So what's the truth?
She originally touched and she said that we weren't childhood best friends. And she's not wrong. She's not wrong. I moved to Ocean Springs in 9th grade. I met Nolan in 9th grade, as I've stated in my Rolling Stone interview. Nolan was my best friend, though. She can believe it or not, that was my best friend. No, me and her never had a sit-down in-depth conversation like me and you're having now. It was always, hey, how are you doing? I've been to her house multiple times.
Right, so how is it that he doesn't know Nolan and she doesn't know him? Right, how is it that? Right, I was over the house plenty of times. Or is the mother saying he's lying? That he left the car, that he spent the night, that it was just high and by, that they never, like what reason why the best friend would have a sit-down conversation with the mother, right? Most friends don't even know each other's mother. I know a lot of friends in the hood and things like that, never met somebody's mother too, never went in the house and had a sit-down talk with the mother, or just had a simple, hey, how you doing, Miss Jones? Hey, how you doing, Moms? Never sat down and had dinner, conversation. I met lots of friends that I never knew their mother, ever. For years, I never saw their mother. And I hear about them. If something happened to one of them, even the dude I consider my best friend right now, that was him on the prison call when I was recording, right? He's in prison, but I consider him my best friend, right? Besides time, right? But this dude right here is I never met his mother. His mother live. It's some people's mother around here smoking and moved away and not in the city and in the hood and never come out. It's different situations. But that's no reason to say, hey, that's not my best friend or United's best friend, or y'all can't be friends because you never met his mother.
Taken Nolan to school multiple times. I've left my vehicle at her house multiple times, even including the new vehicle I just got has gotten left at her house for 2 days. And I just got it. I haven't even had it for 4 months. My vehicle before that stayed at her house for almost a week. Me and her son went on trips together. We went to Florida for spring break together. You don't know me? I'm in all these homecoming and prom photos as our whole friend
Not
group.
recording.
Me and Nolan are standing next to each other. You don't know me. Nolan's last name is Wells.
It's Wells, but you don't know me.
You don't know me. Nolan's last name is Wells. My last name at one point in time was Walker. We were by each other in the alphabet when we graduated. Man, that's mind-boggling. It's insane.
Right? So They making the mother to be a saint. Why the mother can't be lying? Why the mother can't be corrupt? Why the mother can't be a grifter, right? Why the mother got to be the most perfect person in the world because her son died, right? It's people take advantage of opportunities all the time. Why she can't be one, right? She's lying on these kids.
Me and Nolan have multiple classes together. Me and Nolan has always stayed tight. Nolan has always known that he could call me whatever. And like I've mentioned, like I got a new phone number 2 months ago. Nolan was the only friend that had my phone number out of the friend group, and I still call them my best friends. But we communicate on other social medias. But it's like Nolan called me on the day to meet up with me on the 4th out there.
Yeah, as if she don't even know you, and she don't know who you are, and you're.
Oh, right. So watch, right. But Poetic Flakko say they're not best friends.
You're definitely not. At least is what she alluded to.
These people claim they was Nolan Wall's friend or best friend. Again, they all said best friend, by the way. Now, I don't know how many best friends somebody can have, but they all said Nolan Walls was their best friend.
Touched, and she said that we weren't childhood best friends. And she's not wrong. She's not wrong. I moved to Ocean Springs in 9th grade. Best friend.
And they say, yo, we've been best friends since like middle school. They've been best friends with Nolan Wall since middle school and never met his mama.
No, me and her never had a sit.
Come on, bro.
Hell no.
Yo, what are we talking about here, bro?
It was always, hey, how are you doing? I've left my
bad.
Let's talk to these young men. Talk to other.
I never recorded. My bad, y'all. I've never recorded.
Let's work together as a community. Let's talk to these young men, talk to other people, and let's find out what happened to Nolan instead of jumping the race.
That's literally what the family did. The family literally said, hey, what happened to Nolan? The father went over to grab Nolan keys. The friends was in a deep sleep, woke him up acting like.
You heard that? The father went over there to grab the keys, and the friend was in a deep sleep. You hear that? Evidently, he doesn't have a good research team, or he just doing this shit bluntly, lying, this not giving a damn, right? The father, we haven't even heard. The only time we heard from the father was at the news conference, the first time, right? Nobody called the father, called the mother. They said the mother was tracking him on 360. The mother hung up the phone. The mother did. Nobody said anything about the father. They gave the keys to the mother. Nobody said anything about the father at all. Now all of a sudden the father went over there to get the keys. Coming out of his mouth. The father went to get the keys.
The father went over to grab Nolan keys. The friends was in a deep sleep, woke him up acting like the father was bothering him or something. Said, I don't know where them keys at. I don't know. Bro, it took one call for a girl to say, bro, the person who told you he don't got Nolan car keys, the keys is on his Xbox.
The girl, what girl that told you? Now he introduced a girl that gave him the information. No. The kids called the mother. Idiot.
Poetic Flakko, I don't speak for the family. None of the content creators speak for the family. Benjamin Crump and Nolan Wall's parents speak for Nolan Walls. They said it's not about race, but we can't ignore the dynamics here that's at play.
To say it was something that had to happen because these kids were white. It was one white kids with one black boy. That there's no evidence.
You're such a liar. You're such a fraud, Tatum. Nobody ever came out and said this must happen because they're white. That's not even a logical statement.
It's very logical. It's very logical, right? Everybody in their mama on that other side been standing. Dudes on the street been standing. Dudes in the barbershop been standing. Dudes in the comedy club been standing. Dudes online been standing. Everywhere you turn, they said.
This must have happened because they're white. Nobody have ever said that ever. Find me the statement. Find me that. Tatum, listen, man. Find me that statement, Tatum, and I'll retire as a content creator. Find me the statement where Benjamin Crump or Al Sharpton says this must have happened because the people were white. Are you dumb?
What? They didn't necessarily say it, but they adding the fuel to the flame, baby. Everybody online is saying it. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You say it. They own it. You say it.
You're such a liar and a fraud. Nobody have ever said that. Why are you, these people, bro? And this is why when you
here you getting into it now. These people, who is these people? These people, bro. Who is these people? Ain't that some shit the white people say? These people. Now he's on these people. He done separated people like me and Officer Tatum from the black people, right? That's what Nolan Wells' friend said. That black people don't have your back no more, right? If you have a political view or you certain way or something like that, they don't have your back no more, right? But these people, oh my God.
You deal with people like Tatum. I hate when y'all go into these discussions with good faith because these people deal with bad faith. When you're debating with somebody like Tatum, you have to be as bad faith as him.
So you gotta lie? You said you gotta be with a bad faith, right? When you debate somebody like Officer, that's why people don't want to debate me, right? That's why they want to get into a debate with me, right? They say all you're gonna do is lie. All you people gonna do is agree with you because I'm telling the truth. If I'm lying, I should be easy to debate. They say Officer Tatum lying, but they can't poke no holes in his story. He kicking facts. But according to him, he's a liar.
He's a liar.
Boy.
Nobody ever said that.
There's no evidence to project that unless you believe every white.
Nobody ever said that Nolan Walls was the only black kid on the entire island. What we said was, it looks like from his friend group, Nolan Walls was the only black kid. And did we lie?
Benjamin Crump said that a gang of times on the video. He was the only black. Maybe it was one, or maybe a few, but he was the only black on the island, and nobody saw him. It just don't add up. It just don't add up. Benjamin Crump said all the time, if it was another race, if it was a black kids out there, he said all the time. What you mean? This dude is, you can't get more ignorant than Poetic Flakko, man.
Lie when we say Nolan Walls was the only black kid in his friend group. Did we lie? Javon was not a part of that friend group.
I wonder why.
That person says, outside of me and Nolan, who was, I guess, the only people mixed with black, we had a Mexican and we had an Asian. Man, cut it out, bruh. So we didn't lie when we said Nolan Walls was the only black person in that friend group. We didn't lie.
All went to the island together. They didn't just travel with Nolan and just these three boys.
He was he was on 3 boats with 30 people. 2 of them, no. One of them was Nolan Walls, who was black. They claimed Javon was on the 3rd boat. Javon's a black kid. Cool. So it was 2, maybe 3 black kids on a...
All of a sudden, 2, maybe 3. All of a sudden, you just admitted earlier that y'all say he was the only black kid, right, amongst the friends. But you tried to narrow it down to the boat, right? But everybody's saying it was amongst the friends, and then it went to the beach, and now it's just the boat. First it was the beach, then it was the friends, now it's the boat. He was the only black at the beach. No, other blacks at the beach. He was the only friend in the friend group. No, other blacks in the friend groups. Well, he was the only black on the boat. Like how far is he gonna narrow it down?
Boat with 30. Okay, cool. There was 30 white kids on the boat. What are we talking? How does that make it better?
Warren wasn't even on the boat with Nolan when Nolan went out to the island. So some of those things were mischaracterizations of what actually.
I'm sorry I keep pausing. Again, disingenuous here, Tatum. Let's rewind it back real quick. And you're about to see how disingenuous and how much of a bad faith liar Tatum is. Watch
They
this.
didn't just travel with Nolan and just these 3 boys. Many of the boys that they're accusing, including Warren, wasn't even on the boat with Nolan.
You see, many of the boys they are accusing wasn't even on the boat. When we heard the audio.
When you heard the audio they had me do a video on yesterday. That was Fake, right? The audio, when we heard the audio, Nolan was on the boat with Warren, right? The fake ass video we done yesterday when they say, "Oh, that's Nolan in the back." Oh, is he dead? Did you check his chest? The fake ass video. Now he put Nolan on that boat because of the audio. Remember this, right? Easily debunked yesterday.
Fact, forget the audio. When Warren sat in front of Officer Tatum, what did Warren say? Oh, I was on Wyatt's boat on the way back. One of my friends in front of me was calling Nolan over to get on the boat. Didn't Warren say that he was on the boat that Nolan was supposed to get on when they was going back?
Supposed to get on. Supposed to. Not got on, supposed to.
See, so Tatum will say, hey, Warren didn't go on the boat with Nolan to the island, but like leaves out, Warren was on the boat that Nolan was supposed to get on the way back. Where you listen to the audio where they're saying, oh my God, Nolan, is he dead? Is he dead? Is he dead? You also hear them saying, Warren. So again, this bad.
This was filmed, think about this. This is filmed today, right? An hour later, after I done my video on that audio, it got debunked by TMZ. This dude I mean, he got all these subscribers. He got thousands of subscribers, right? A couple of 100,000 subscribers, right? This video get like probably 100,000 views, right? But he's gonna tell 100,000 people that's gonna watch this video that this audio is proof that Nolan Wells was on the boat with Warren, and that was easily debunked yesterday, an hour after I done my video by TMZ.
Faith, disgusting liar.
What doesn't make sense is why would they, if they had something, if there had been foul play and something happened to Nolan or someone did something to Nolan on that boat, why would they be talking about it loudly while he's on the phone to a tow company? Just doesn't add up. People we've spoken to in Ocean Springs, Mississippi.
And that what Benjamin Crumb said, it just don't add up. It just don't add up.
Say that whole conversation here in the background is just chaos as these young, as I say kids, but these young men were trying to get back to the shore and the boat's taking on water. They're all trying to figure out what to do. Are they going to have to get off the boat? That's what all that chaos is, what we're told by people connected to the kids who are on that boat.
I will tell you, hey, man, Warren was not on the boat to the island. They out here including Warren in a situation for no reason, but they're glad to tell you that Warren admits to Tatum's face that he was supposed to be on the boat. No, he was on the boat with Wyatt, the very same boat that Nolan was supposed to be on the way back. In the audio, the emergency call, they're literally screaming, Warren. Warren admits to Tatum he hopped on the boat and he was helping to fix the pump as well.
Man, come on, man. This is you can't get more dumber than this, man. You have to understand what this dude is doing. You have to understand. Either you have to know that the video wasn't proof, or Nolan was on the boat, or you coming up with your own story, or we have to believe TMZ with the facts.
The other thing is, this is after 4:30. We have been told that there is evidence that, or the police have testimony from people that Nolan was still on the island after 4:30. That would track with what Warren has been saying.
That would track what Warren has been saying. So TMZ done said Warren is telling the truth. He was calling it because the boat was sinking. Hey, we got to get this boat back. It's sinking. Come on, man. Now I'm staying here with this girl. Hey, we got to go. We can't. That's why it was an argument. Hey, we got to go. The boat is sinking. That probably was a disagreement. That's why he said it was a little aggressive. But I guess Nolan wanted to stay there with the girl. Well, we out of here. We got to go. And we know we got evidence of why they had to leave, because they had to call the Coast Guard in the middle of the trip. Right? Then they got evidence of Nolan on the island while they're in the middle of the damn boat in the ocean trying to call the Coast Guard for help. People are testifying, right? And they have evidence that Nolan is still on the island. But this dude said, oh, Nolan in the boat and Warren, really? Come on, man.
Mr. Tatum, he call. They're literally screaming, Warren. Warren, Mr. Tatum, he hopped on the boat and he was helping to fix the pump as well.
The other thing is, this is after 4:30. We have been told that there is evidence that, or the police have testimony from people that Nolan was still on the island after 4:30. That would track with what Warren has been saying, that when they left at 4:30, they had a heated conversation with Nolan saying, get on the boat. And he said, I'm not going. I'm going to get a ride back with someone else.
So again, he's bad faith. He will lie to your face if he has to, which is why
So what the hell is you doing? What the hell is you doing, bro? The tape is fake. It's not real. It's been debunked. But you're sitting up here talking about Officer Tatum lying, and you're sitting up here lying about a damn audio that's been debunked yesterday. I was mad I done the damn video. Got me thinking, hey, man, if this is true, the grand jury is going to indict. If this is true, you had me thinking it's bull. And it wasn't, I mean, they had me not thinking, right? But they had me make this video about this bull. And guess what? An hour later, TMZ debunked it.
he's bad faith. He will lie to your face if he has to, which is why I hate when y'all do these debates and y'all try to be principled. These people are not principled. These people are liars. Him is a fraud.
Characterizations of what actually happened. And the thing is that I don't think it's fair to say, because history has shown in part that white people or black people have had injustices, that all of a sudden you project that into a new situation. Black people have done nefarious things to other black people. Does that mean that you automatically jump to saying, oh, black people must be wrong in this situation? Because he had his black friends there too. And why nobody's questioning them? Why nobody's saying, oh, why did the black friends rescue him? What did the black kids know about Nolan? And many of them said that they saw him last when the white boys had left at 4:30. So
wait, didn't a black friend sit in front of Tatum? Wait, hold on, bro. Didn't a black friend?
No. We're talking about Javon. We're talking about the people on the beach. Oh, no, he wasn't changing the topic. Didn't a black friend hop in front of Tatum? But we're talking about the black friends that was at the beach, Javon and his other black friends.
Sit in front of Tatum and tell Tatum that he's been getting death threats, that he's been getting blamed. Didn't he tell you that I came out to defend these white folks as a black man thinking that black folks will support me, but black folks told me that I'm not black enough?
Benjamin Crump and them should be sued for them putting out this information without facts. Let me point the facts out. Sure. Without context, it sounds bizarre. But when you put it in the context that a lot of people left their phones on the boat that left. Many kids came to get their phone after they left the lake. Nolan was with a girl. It's not shocking that Nolan would have said, hey, man, you guys had to leave, because they had to leave in an emergency situation.
What does Nolan being with a girl have to do with him leaving his phone behind?
Everything. Everything. Everything.
He was with a girl on the island. If y'all are leaving, hey, bro, give me my phone when y'all leave. Why would he elect to stay on the island and then pick up his phone 4 hours later? Why?
Because he knew his phone was perfectly safe. He's probably done it before. He had no reason to even have his phone if he's going to be in the water with a girl, right? And an emergency situation, right? When we telling Nolan to hurry up and come on board and things like that, who in the hell is thinking about giving Nolan his possessions like a phone? I don't know if Nolan got his phone or not. I know we need to get the hell out of here. If you get on this boat and get your phone or whatever, you know, get something, whatever you need, Nolan could have said, hold on, let me grab my phone and get back on. You know what I'm saying? Nolan had the option also to get his phone. He had an option to get back on his phone before they left. He had an option to tell him to throw his phone down. Hey, throw my phone down if y'all finna leave. So you blaming everything on the white boys on why they didn't give him his phone, but you didn't blame Nolan or put no responsibility on Nolan for not taking his phone. Come on, man. It go both ways. Even though he's passed away and things like that, right? But even for whatever situation, but he also had some responsibility in that situation because he could have took his phone. He could have asked for his phone, right? They trying to say it was a phone conversation, and we but that wasn't it. Unless they can prove that's what it was about. Nolan was asking for his phone off the boat, and the kids wouldn't throw it to him. I have no proof of that. There's no testimony to that. Have nobody said that happened, or the argument was over Nolan wanting to stay and asking for the phone back. No, they were talking about the whole other stuff. Give him a phone back. It's supposed to have been a physical altercation when they was with each other, not from a distance.
Why wouldn't he just hold on to his phone and then put it on another boat if you claim there were other boats there that Nolan was going to take back home?
It wasn't like they had time to prep and everything. The boat was sinking, so they had to go, and they told Nolan, get on the boat, get on the effing boat, man, let's go. And he like, no, I'm finna hang out with this girl. I saw evidence of that, and others who had sent messages that I read that said that they asked Nolan to go and he didn't want to go. Now,
how is it that Officer Tatum got all this evidence? You hear him say evidence and facts, right? And these are things that can't be disputed, right? You can call him a liar all you want to, but all he's saying is, I have evidence. I saw this. I spoke to this person. I heard this. I seen this. This person has that, right? He's saying evidence and facts. But all of a sudden, this dude saying he's a liar. When have this other dude said? When have this other dude he's debating say evidence and facts? When have Benjamin Crump say evidence and facts? When has Al Sharpton said evidence and facts? They just say it don't add up. It don't add up. We're just asking what happened. We just want to know what happened. They never say evidence and facts. Officer Tatum is saying evidence and facts. It's a difference.
No, the message he's talking about is with Katie. When Katie says, the last time I seen Nolan was when y'all was calling him over. And
that's not the message he's talking about. That's not the message he's talking about. Oh, the message he's talking about is Katie. That's not the message he's talking about. Which contradicts the story. He done switched up. He done took the message out like, oh, that's not the message.
That directly contradicts what they claim. If they claim that Nolan stayed with Katie on the island, then Katie last time seeing Nolan wouldn't be when the friends was calling him over. That indicates that Nolan went with the friends if the last time Katie seen him was when the friends was calling him over.
Well, if Nolan would have went with the friends, it would have been evidence of him on that boat with the friends when it was sinking, and nobody would have saw him after the friends left. So it couldn't have. It could have been. It's impossible for the friends to be the last person to see Nolan. If the friends had to leave, it was telling Nolan to get on the boat, and he refused, and he stayed there with Katie. Then what Katie say? Katie could be lying, right? Katie could be lying. They said get on the boat, and it's evidence, right? It's witnesses. It's proof that he was on the island after the kids left, so there's no way he was on the boat. Come on, Flakko.
A lot of people left their phones on the boats because they're sitting in chest deep water, and it's a bunch of people out there. The reception is not very good, so most people did not have their phone with them. Now, the phone and the key situation, people need to understand the context.
Man, that reception was awfully good when they made that emergency call.
His keys with him because they were on a boat driving 7 miles out to an island. His keys had always been at the residence where his car was. So when the guys go back, they text Nolan's mother. This is where it ticks me off. They showed me a phone call where immediately the first phone call that was made concerning Nolan was Warren called Nolan's mom, and she hung up the phone on him the first time because she didn't know who he was. The second call, he told her, hey, Nolan haven't come back. Do you know? Have you heard from him?
Okay, that debunks the best friend theory because Nolan is your best friend and his mom don't even know your name or voice. Cut it out.
Come on, man. Why do the mom have to know everything about the best friend? His name, his number, his address. That's not necessary in every friendship. For the parents to know who the fuck they hanging with, who the hell they around, and what they doing. That's the I don't understand what these dudes want. Like they just make it seem like it's impossible for a friend not to meet the mother when we see that shit all the time. And with our own people, with our own experiences. Come on.
Okay, right? And you leave your homie at the function and you go home. And you don't hear from your homie in an hour or two. Would you automatically go to panic mode, calling Coast Guards, calling authorities, calling the mom? Would you automatically go into panic mode? Most of us won't really think anything up.
Warren went to a party. He was probably drinking more beer. He was hanging out with a girl. He said he talked to the pops about boats. He done all that in an hour. In 1 hour, he done all that. It was in the middle of the damn sea, panicking, getting stuff out the ocean, but all that 1 hour, he called the friend, he called the mother, he called the Coast Guards.
Unless you know that something nefarious took place at that island, hey, bruh, Nolan is not good. Nolan is doing very bad right now. We left that dead body and
we left that dead body. Nolan not doing good right now. We left that dead body at the island. If he left it at the island, how could they come back with him on the boat? How can he be on the boat if they left him we left the dead body at the island? Do that even make sense?
He called the Coast Guard. So his mother was very much aware that they had Nolan's phone. His mother did not have to track the phone through Life 360.
And the father didn't go get it like Poetic Flakko said.
His mother didn't come get the phone. Another parent of a black kid who was out there with Nolan came to get her son's phone and Nolan's phone. So why didn't Al Sharpton or any of them ask these boys what happened, have them show evidence, and then present it to the public?
They did a 3-hour interview with you that was about 6 parts long, and nothing they presented to you is evidence or useful in this case.
The text messages wasn't useful, right? The phone calls wasn't useful, right? None of that they presented to Officer Tatum, you know what I'm saying, was useful. But everything you say is useful, but nothing he said is useful.
They didn't ask the friend, would they know the night Nolan went missing? You're out of your mind. Of course they asked them.
Now they said the family asked them, right? Now look how dumb Poetic Flakko say. He said the family took the friend's statement and gave it to Benjamin Crump, and that's the statement they run it with. Well, wouldn't it be smart of the family to have the lawyers talk to the kids and not themselves and take the statement and say, we're going to take this statement and this is what we're going to keep right here because this is what y'all said. And we're going to tell our lawyers what y'all said. Wouldn't it be smart for Benjamin Crump to say, no, let me talk to him. Let me as a professional who does these things, right, who understand the law, understand crossing people up, understand statements, let me get their statements. But he said, no, we're going to just leave it to the family. We don't need no other statements. The family took the statements. We don't need no other statements. The family got them on the first day.
Of course they did. What are you talking about? You think that when Nolan disappeared and when the parents was trying to locate Nolan, they didn't ask the friend, hey, what happened? What do y'all know? You think, Tatum, that you are the only person who asked these kids, what do y'all know? You think the mama who's online begging for any answer she could get never had a conversation with the friend to get what they know?
That they haven't heard anything from Al Sharpton or anybody that tried to contact them. This is what they told.
But the parents already talked to him, and the parents already have their statements already. The parents...
Why the parents already got their statements? They written statements, they signed statements, they recorded statements. What statements they got? That could be for up for interpretation, right? Get a professional to record it and all that. Show them the evidence. Hey, show me what evidence you got. Show me where you was at. Show me your coordinates. Show me all the things can be answered if Benjamin Crump talked to the kids.
Told Al Sharpton and Ben, this is what they told us.
That don't make sense.
Further, listen, bro, we're not about to have 3, 4, 5, 6 discussions so y'all can tell us the exact same thing y'all told us night one.
Parents had communicated and reached out to Benjamin Crump, his team, and said, we would love to communicate with you.
Warren parents, it cut out. Warren parents reached out and said, we want to communicate with him. He got tired. Warren parents reached out to all of them and said, we want to communicate. We want to help y'all solve this. But what the parents say? No. What Benjamin Crump say? No.
To Benjamin Crump, his team, and said, we would love to communicate with you guys. Any questions you have, we want to talk to you guys so you can get the context. Also, they messaged Nolan's mother multiple times about communicating and saying, hey, if you need anything, if you want to talk, we can give you the context of what happened. And nobody reached out to these boys. And
he has proof. That's proof and facts. They text message reached out to Benjamin Crump and the mother. Do you need anything? You need any help? Do you need any information? Right? No. We got it. That's what Poetic Flakko saying. No, we got it. We're going to stick with the things y'all said the first day. We're going to stick with the things y'all said the first night. We're going to stick with the things y'all said before Nolan was found out to be dead or gone. We're going to stick with that statement. Would that even be smart?
Saw evidence of this, which is what frustrated me about this in the first place.
Charles, floor is yours. So here's the thing: the opposite way, because it lacks the full context. So because of that, let me finish. It's disingenuous intellectually, number one, to dismiss the notion of race, because that is choosing.
You heard that? The dismissing notion of race. But they said it's not about race, but don't dismiss it. But it's not about race. But it's not about race, but just don't dismiss it. What? How can it be about race? What led up to, right, it being up to race? Is any event happen? Right? Is any things that you can show from past experiences with the kids and not from things that happened in the 60s that prove this was racist? Not something that happened in Emmett Till or it happened in Mississippi burning, right? We talk about this one.
To ignore the history in America that we have faced. Number two, it's equally disingenuous to play a whataboutism to try and substitute the notion of black on black crime, which is a complete misnomer as to why we should not focus, or at least note, I want to say focus, at least note the color issues that are at play with respect to what could or might have happened to.
Man, cook this fool. He's getting cooked, man. He's cooked. In
order to make it even seem like a fair fight, right? To make it even seem like dude is making any sense, right? He got to make it seem like dude is just super intelligent and he just tearing Officer Tatum up with no facts, no evidence, this hypothetical question, hypothetical points. Oh, he's cooked. Officer Tatum is really getting it. This coon is really cooked. Now he's a coon and he's being cooked.
Tatum is being disingenuous too because he's ignoring the aspect of the investigation, right? See, the federal prosecutor, he didn't feed into Tatum's trap of trying to discuss who killed Nolan. He didn't feed into that, right? Which is probably smart because I would have taken the bait, all right? I would have brought up the call. I would have taken the bait.
You would have brought up the call. The call for what? That would have been easy to bunk. You would have sat there and looked like a fool. When Nolan was on the boat, wait, hold on. Let me throw this TMZ clip right quick. Stupid.
Would have taken that bait, bro. I would have went into that conversation about who killed Nolan, but he's a federal prosecutor. So he didn't take the bait. He didn't get into, yo, these kids did it. What he did say was the race issue and a race component comes in during the investigation. And that's something I don't think you can argue with here.
it's easy to argue with it, stupid.
All right? You can't really argue with it here, bruh.
Public, a complete picture.
Let me tell you where I disagree with you fully. As a former police officer, and I was a PIO, I dealt with all of these things. The police department is not an injustice when you say there's a lack of communication or transparency. The police department cannot put this information out there when you
right. Look, watch how he tried to twist it and say Officer Tatum is talking about is a suspect out there, right? What Officer Tatum is saying, right? I'm gonna rewind it one more time. Officer Tatum is saying is the same thing I said a couple of times. If it is a suspect, right, and it is an investigation, they cannot let out the evidence, because if they put out the evidence, it would give the person that's been suspected of a murder or suspected of a cover-up, or suspected of any kind of crime, it would get them time to possibly flee. You know what I'm saying? Possibly get ahead of what was you know what I'm saying, investigation, right? Possible wherever, possible leak. Anything can happen. It's supposed to be a closed investigation until you don't, because you don't want to say, because if it's an investigation, you don't want the person to know that they're being investigated. You don't want them to know what kind of evidence you got. You don't want them to know you're going after them. It's common sense. But he take it and say, "Oh, they're saying it's a suspect in the murder. They know it's a murder now."
The police department is not an injustice when you say there's a lack of communication or transparency. The police department cannot put this information out there when you still have suspects at large. If they go and release some of this information and show their hands of what they know and don't.
Suspects at large is crazy when y'all came out and says there was no foul play. So what, right? No, we are expecting for y'all to say, okay, here's why there's no foul play. Look at this. All right. So what do you mean suspects at large? Y'all came out and said day one, there's no foul play here. So now the excuse of not being transparent is there's suspects. Who are the suspects then? What do you mean by suspects at large? Who are the suspects? Oh, okay. So y'all know better too. So y'all know there are suspects. Y'all know there are people who are involved in Nolan's death. Y'all know Nolan's death was not accidental. Y'all know this, right? Oh, gotcha.
Because he said the same thing I said a week ago about they can't release the evidence. And when Benjamin Crump came out there and said he talked to the DA at a press conference, and the investigation, she can't release no evidence because of the integrity of the case. Benjamin Crump even said she can't release it, right? Because if somebody been investigated. Now, when he said, "Oh, it's a suspect, they got a suspect," no. If anything was to possibly happen and it was a suspect, they can't release the information. That's all he's saying, fool.
So y'all know, while at the same time accusing the family of being crazy. So y'all know, okay, great. Thank you for admitting there are suspects at large, huh? Okay. Tatum, you drowning right now, Tatum. You picked the right one. See, this is the audacity of these people, bruh. Yo, these far-right extremists.
Officer Tatum drowning. How? With facts and proof, he's drowning? When dude can't even answer a question without saying a hypothetical? Oh, you drowning now. Oh, you drowning. See, these people, these extremists, now you know what he finna get into. As soon as he say extremists, you know he finna get into Donald Trump.
Who do, again, the most lowbrow content possible. Their content essentially saying black folks is bad, black folks is responsible for all their downfall, and they make nothing but content about disparaging black folks. This is their content. This is what they do. But now when you get in front of somebody who's middle of the road, who's not an extremist, you can't play. You now got to actually use your intellect. And when you don't have one, you get fried like this, man. Oh, the fried raccoon meat right now is on the grill, people.
Fried raccoon meat. Fried raccoon meat is on the grill. Officer Tatum is getting fried by this dude over here, and he's raccoon meat, and he's only spitting facts and evidence.
You get fried like this, man. Oh, the fried raccoon meat right now is on the grill, people.
When you are looking for justice for your child in a criminal case, meaning that somebody committed a crime against your child, why do you go out and get a civil rights attorney? Benjamin Crump and
Same thing I said. Same thing I said. Why? You're supposed to get a criminal lawyer, not a civil rights attorney.
are known for going after
Me
these
answer
cases
that.
specifically in injustices against black.
That's such a dumb take.
Let me
Officer
answer.
Tatum,
let me drowning, bro.
Let me try it first. Let me.
Okay, go
Okay,
ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead. No, that's fair. No, that's fair, Charles. Go ahead.
I'm a former prosecutor.
Oh, okay.
I'm a
Speak
civil
on it.
rights attorney.
Speak on it.
Please understand how these things work
Speak on it.
when it comes to injury. So please let me answer your question.
Go ahead.
The reason why you get a civil rights attorney is because, number one, Benjamin Crump has extensive experience when it comes to wrongful death suits. Number two, in this situation, it is possible that there may be an element that Nolan Wells' civil rights were violated and that something may have happened to him because of his color, which is why you get a civil rights attorney.
Something may have happened to him because of his color, but it's not about race. Did that even make sense? His civil rights, we hired Benjamin Crump because his civil rights may have been violated because something may have happened to him because of his race. But we want to keep race out of this. What? What? You hire a civil rights attorney because of something may happen that could have been racist, but you want to keep race out of this. What?
This is why you get
Color.
a civil rights attorney.
Hiding phones and doing all this. He's accusing them before
That's not
any
an
evidence is
accusation.
presented.
That's not an accusation.
Hey, look, watch with Stephen A. Checky, right? Right? Stephen A. finna check old boy and tell him the truth. That's indisputable. Puerto Flakko still got to run and make a twist out of it. You hear it. It's not an accusation. It's not an accusation. They saying we're not accusing these boys, right? An accusation. See, they tried to use it's called what is it called? I forgot the word. When you try to use a simile or something like that, but when you try to use one word, right? But it really means another word, right? You use accusation, but you really want to say this. It's the same thing. Right? We're not accusing them, right? We're just asking questions, right? If you ask questions out of curiosity, right, you're still accusing somebody. It's still an accusation. Why Stephen A. checking?
That
It is an accusation.
But
It's not.
statement of
You liar.
suspicion. That is not an accusation.
Charles, hold on. Charles, hold on.
Look, it's not accusation. That's not accusation. Charles, hold on. Let me speak some common sense to you. Charles, hold on, Charles.
Charles, let me chime in here. A statement of suspicion,
You a
some
liar,
people
Tatum.
would say, is an accusation.
Simple.
I understand from the legal, literal sense.
Look how he look. He know that because he's a lawyer. Look how he look when Stephen A. tell him.
Is an accusation. I understand.
Look at him. Look. I understand all that shit, but you a lawyer. You know the truth.
Understand from the legal, literal sense what you're saying. But talking amongst ourselves right now, when you say a statement of suspicion is not an accusation, that's not how people interpret a statement.
So in other words, it's a lie. Stephen A. said that's not how people interpret, you know what I'm saying, a question, you know what I'm saying? Oh, we was want to know what happened, why he the only white boy, why he's the only black boy, why he had these friends, he drowned and he was swimming and you accuse him of everything. You accusing him. Right? But you want to say it's suspicious. What? Like if I'm hanging around somebody and my weed is gone, right? I'm not gonna say, right? I'm not accusing somebody of stealing my weed, but it's obviously suspicious that my weed is gone. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not accusing nobody of stealing my shit. But it's very suspicious. It's not in the same place I put it. What you think them people gonna think? Oh, he's not accusing me. He just saying 3 people was here and the suspicious that his weed is gone, but he's not accusing me of anything. I'm out of it. If he'd accused me, it'd have been different. If he'd have said my weed is gone and somebody stole it in this room, it'd have been different. But he said it's strange that how his weed was here and now all 3 of y'all was in here, right? And how suspicious now all of a sudden is gone. Can anybody tell me what happened to my weed? Can you tell me? Can you tell me what one of y'all know what happened to my weed? Did somebody come in this motherfucker, right? Did somebody walk out of it? What's one of y'all know about the weed? I'm not saying accusing you of stealing anything. I understand it's suspicious. It's gone.
It's not an accusation. That's not how people interpret a statement of suspicion. When you make a statement of suspicion, you're making an accusation. I mean, can we at least concede that, Charles?
What I will say in response to that, Stephen A.
Tatum is laughable. It's blasphemous because Tatum is the same dude who support a guy who falsely accused 5.
Look. Now he cut it off. He couldn't defend the accusations, right? So now he went to a Trump. Okay, what about when Trump accused somebody? Trump didn't accuse nobody of anything, right? The Central Park 5 pleaded guilty, and Trump said what their sentence should be. If they pleaded guilty, this is what their sentence should be. He didn't accuse them of anything, right? There was no way to accuse somebody if they said I'm guilty, right? Now, if before they would have got arrested and they would have been searching for him, and it was like, hey man, and Trump would have been like, hey man, I think them 5 black kids right there done it, right? Trump knew nothing about them kids. He only knew the court case. He knew nothing about before they went to court. You know what I'm saying? He only knew after they said they was guilty, after the police investigation, after all of that. It wasn't even before they didn't even knew who Trump even knew who the kids was. Oh, somebody got raped in Central Park. It was some black kids.
Innocent black kids of raping and murdering some. Tatum still supports that guy. That's his president.
Trump. Yours president too.
Charlie Kirk believed that the exonerated 5 was guilty.
Respectfully, what about those who would say the same or would ask the same question about you? Are you being fair? Because just like you have people out there that are elevating their level of suspicion and jumping to some sort of conclusion attached to guilt as it pertains to the death of Nolan Wells, you're coming across as somebody who's assuming these individuals that were in attendance with him were innocent because of your conversations with them, as opposed to not getting the full context the way Charles Coleman Jr. just highlighted.
No, yeah, I accept people saying that, but let me tell you that I saw proof. I'm not just taking somebody's account.
I saw proof. I understand what you're saying, but I saw proof, right? And evidence. So I have a certain opinion, or I have a certain way of how should I say this? Right? You going off of what you going off of, right? You going off of your opinion, right? I'm going off of facts. It's a difference. You have Poetic, Flakko have no evidence, right? Benjamin Crumb have no evidence. Al Sharpton have no evidence. They saw no evidence, right? So I can sway a certain way because I saw evidence. I'm not going off opinion. I'm not going off emotion. I'm not going off of what the crowd think. I'm not going off of what they say. It just don't add up. I'm not going off of that. I'm going off of facts.
I accept people saying that, but let me tell you that I saw proof. I'm not just taking somebody's account.
Tatum's Watch this, yo. I'm about to show y'all how dangerous Tatum is, okay? Yo, have y'all seen Tatum coverage on Cyan Massey?
Right. So think about this. Instead of him debunking that Tatum had proof, right, or Tatum is lying, he go into a whole nother video, right? And it took about him 30 minutes to get back into to get back into the Tatum video about Nolan Wells, because he wanted to show you the whole Massey video about the police officer and the hot water thing, I think, in the shooting and stuff like that. He wanted to show you his whole take on that. Then he showed you a whole nother video. Then he showed read the live chats in the comments, right? Just to prove who Officer Tatum was, because he couldn't debunk Officer Tatum had facts and evidence. So let me go into the Massey situation. So this, going to the Massey situation, right? This next part is the last part, is him after 30 minutes of Officer Tatum opinion on a whole nother case, had nothing to do with Nolan Wells, just because he couldn't debunk that Officer Tatum had facts and evidence.
To show y'all how dangerous Tatum is, okay? Yo, have y'all seen Tatum coverage on Cyan Massey? Yo, listen, yo, Tatum, yo,
So
Matt,
these
I
kids,
gotta go piss.
they shouldn't have done these boys like this. They should.
So let me
the
ask you a question.
investigation.
So you're highlighting specifically, you're not even saying, like you just said, you're not even saying that Nolan Wells, that some vile act, that he wasn't murdered. You're saying that these boys, those are the ones that are being unfairly scrutinized and villainized by this whole ordeal. That's what you're saying, Officer Tatum. Is that accurate?
Yes, common sense. I have the evidence and proof to exonerate these boys. So let's get on to something else that could have happened, or somebody else that could have done it, because they didn't do it, and they're getting accused of it, and people still accusing of it. And I can't do that off the evidence I saw. Right now, if I see some different evidence that can counter this evidence, then I can change my, my opinion. Then I can change my assumption of things. Right? But until then, I'm going with the evidence I see. And these kids didn't do it.
Yes, Stephen A. There were black kids there who now getting threats online too for coming out and saying something. But nobody's saying, what did these black kids have anything to do with it? The young girl he was kicking it with, they don't have her name out there. Her name is Katie, but I'm not gonna say her full name. I don't want her to get doxxed. They not nobody talking about her. She said she was the last one. She at least mentioned that she was with him. The boy showed me text messages from her that she's saying that she was with him.
From Katie. I got text message from Katie saying I was with him. So why we ain't talking to Katie? Why Benjamin Crump is saying the white girl? Huh? Why? Huh? Why you saying the white girl? The white girl was the last person to see him. The white girl was one of the last person to see him. But they saying the white girl say, I saw him talking with his friends about the boat. That's the last time I saw him. How you know she's not lying? How you know that she don't have nothing to cover up? How you know that the district attorney don't have evidence against her? Right? And investigating her. You don't know who the DA investigating. You don't know if it's a crime or not. They could be investigating Katie and not telling you sons of bitches. Right? Because they know you have it all on, you lawyer up and do all kind of stuff, and they know you sons of bitches blab it all on YouTube and tell everybody and think, no, they're not going to, right, risk their investigation of anybody for YouTube or social media or Ben Crump or even Nolan parents' satisfaction. You don't know if the investigation or who the investigation. All we know is it's not them. Let's move on. Who saw some evidence from the white girl? What interview had the white girl done? Right? We do not know. Right? What's the story? When did the white girl leave the island? Who did she leave with? Do we know who she left with? Do we know what time she left the island? Do we know if anybody have any witnesses about them seeing them together after they left the island? Hell yeah. Witnesses and evidence. But nobody's accusing the white girl. We don't know if the police is investigating the white girl or not. She's the only one that people ain't talking about. The police probably like, if they is investigating, like, yeah, go ahead and put it on them. You know what I'm saying? If all of them pointing the finger, they hear him, and they mad at the friends and stuff like that, let them do that because they don't know who we're investigating. We don't want to give that person, that girl or whoever, the pops or whatever. We don't want to give them the go ahead or something like that. So we're going after them, right? That would be stupid. Who does that?
Like,
why ain't nobody coming at? How nobody coming at her?
I've seen, and see, this is where it gets dangerous, right? The importance in this moment is to focus on the integrity of the overall process. That team of lawyers.
Oh, now it's important. What about Katie? Oh, well, let's talk about the overall process. No. What about Katie? What about the white girl line? No. What about her evidence? No. What about her phone? No. Did you have her phone with her? Huh? How we know that Nolan couldn't have used her phone to call, hey, man, I need some help. You know, come get me. Hey, I'm going to be here. Did she have her phone on her when they was in the water? If anybody asked that, did Katie have her phone on her when she was in the water? They both left their phone, or she had her phone. Which one was it? Nobody talked about Katie.
In this moment is to focus on the integrity of the overall process. That team of lawyers are doing with respect to trying to ascertain the facts. When it comes to, did they answer you or did they not answer you?
They is trying to make up evidence, like Barbara. They're trying to make that shit as they go. Phone calls, boats, you know what I'm saying? Videos, everything is manipulated. Pictures in swimming pools. You know, every time you think they got something, oh, they got new pictures. It's him bending over, getting a beer. Oh, we got new pictures. It's him in the damn pool. Oh, we got new pictures. It's him in the beach with no evidence. We just got new pictures. This proves nothing. This audio proves nothing. Right? Them not talking to this, them erasing social media proves nothing. Right? Them talking to their mother and their mother being a lawyer proves nothing. They make up evidence as they go. It's so much she like, damn, for real. Oh, that's debunked. Oh, for real. That shit was debunked. And then they'll be like, hey, man, the shit I said yesterday, I jumped ahead of the story. Since other stuff came out, and it was proven not to be true. You know what I'm saying? So I want to retract that whole story from yesterday or earlier today. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'll take that video down because it was not the truth. None of them do that. They leave it up there for monetary reasons. Right? They can lie. Think about this. Poetic Flakko can lie on Officer Tatum, use the emotion, right? Use the emotion of his viewers, right? Come up with all kinds of lies and conspiracy theories and names and chants and old videos, right? He can get 100,000 views. You add up the math on how much money he can make off this video alone, right? On not spreading the truth, right? Not bring it up any new evidence, but this called this dude a liar. He's evil. He's a Trump deranged extremist, and you know, and he's a sellout and a raccoon, and all. He can make at least $10,000 on this type of video. You feel what I'm saying? And come back and do another video lying more. You know what I'm saying? So he's making money off these videos by this talking about Officer Tatum and getting his numbers, because YouTube pay you by views. YouTube pay you by commercials, right? He's gonna get commercials. He's gonna get all that partnership money, all that by spreading lies. He doesn't give a fuck if it's the truth or not. He doesn't care if it's been debunked or not. He's gonna play that with the emotion of the crowd, and it's gonna work every time because they're gonna keep on watching, no matter if it's a lie or not.
They answered us on the last one and refused to come to respond to us. They refused to engage with us.
They don't owe you, and they don't owe you that.
It's fine. Well, don't act.
They don't owe you that. We reached out to them and they didn't want to respond, right? Y'all want to get to the truth. We reached out to them and they didn't respond. Well, they don't owe you that. Well, they want to know the truth. They want to know the truth, but they don't want to reach out and talk to us, and we reached out and talked to them, but they want to know the truth. That's like a woman asking her husband, I want to know the truth, but I'm not going to ask the girl you was hanging with or even you that you was cheating. But I want to know the truth, but I'm not going to ask you if you're going to cheat. And I don't want you to tell me. What? But I want to know the truth. I ain't going to ask you and I don't want you to tell me. Does that make sense? It only makes sense in their world. You know, I want to know the truth, but I ain't going to ask the person and I don't want them to tell me.
They refuse.
Okay. I don't want him to call me and I ain't going to call him, but I want to get to the truth.
They answered us on the last one and refused to come to respond to us. They refused to engage with us.
They don't owe you, and they don't owe you that.
It's fine. Well, don't act like you're trying to get to the bottom of something.
So again,
don't act like you're trying to get to the bottom of something.
Don't do the thing to them that you are accusing other people of doing.
He said he's trying to get to the bottom of it.
Don't make assumptions that
I'm not
for
assuming.
them. No, you are. You're like, they're not doing this, and they're trying to make.
They're not reaching out to the boys.
They have not spoken to you.
They haven't spoken to
Hold on, Charles.
You see that? They haven't spoken to you. Well, I spoke to the boys, and you say I so-called represent them, and they ain't spoke to the boys either. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to say that they. No, I'm telling you what they done. And what they haven't done. They haven't reached out to the boys, and the boys reached out to them. Well, don't expect. He has no intelligent comebacks to say, but emotion. But Poetic Flakko said, "Oh, he's cooking." Officer, he's cooking. Even Stephen A. Smith, like, come on, man, Charles, come on, bro, come on.
To the boys,
they have not spoken to you.
They haven't spoken to
Hold on, Charles.
And Charles, and Stephen A. Smith, being fair, being in the middle, being a good moderator, right? Ask him a simple question. If this was not to happen, then what? You know what I'm saying? And then dude have no comeback. Then what? I'm not saying Officer Tatum is wrong or right. I'm not jumping on his side. But he's saying this, and you saying that. But what I'm saying is, if it didn't happen, what should be the outcome, or what should we go from there? What would be the purpose in that? If it didn't happen, simple question.
In fairness, at least
No, it's no unfairness, yo. Fam, the family spoke to the boys on night one. The family spoke to them. They told the family, this is all we know. Here is everything. So if the family already has the boys' statements and they're saying that this is all we know, this is our story, and we're sticking to it, why do Tatum think this is such a gotcha moment? It's not.
He's answered this question. If indeed it's to be found out that there's been no attempt by whether it's Sharpton or Benjamin, anybody else, to reach out to the actual boys who were supposed to be in attendance with Nolan Wells, as Officer Tatum just highlighted, do you feel that's the right path that they should be taking? if they're raising suspicions, calling for a more thorough and open investigation, etc., and they haven't made personal attempts to reach out to these young men themselves, do you think that would be the right thing to do?
What you gonna say, homie? What do you think that would be the right thing to do if they didn't do it? Yes or no? Right? And these are questions that I would ask, because if you say yes, it's the right thing to do, you would look like a fool, right? If you say no, it's not the right thing to do, you're gonna agree with Officer Tatum. And then how you gonna explain either, right? If you say yes, right, you have to explain why it's the right thing to do, and it will look stupid. But you say no, it's not the right thing to do, right? you're gonna agree with Officer Tatum, and you're gonna look like a fool. These are questions I love to ask people, right? Because you know they're never gonna answer the question. They will always say some other shit.
I can't think
To ask Officer Tatum's question.
Sure, I can't imagine that legal team would look to bring a lawsuit without having attempted to at least try to get some investigative answers from these boys. Now, when in this process they do it is a different question. Man, people,
they haven't done it yet. That's what you're saying. When they do it, they haven't done it yet, right? Officer Tatum say they haven't done it. I got evidence that they haven't done it. You know what I'm saying? Well, they haven't done it yet, but they're going to do it one day. When they do it is a different question. Come on, man.
Saying that the argument was Nolan Wells asking for his phone back. He didn't talk to Tristan, who I interviewed. Tristan said on NBC, that was me, or ABC, that was me. That was not Nolan. But Benjamin Crump still to this day haven't came out and said, we found out that it was another young man. He pushed this stuff on.
What are y'all talking about? First off, how would he know it's another man when he's getting varying reports?
Because the dude on the video said it was him. That's how he knows another man, fool. It don't give a damn how many reports he get, right? That's like since if somebody shoots somebody, right, and they found the suspect, but various reports of somebody else, you know, they're like, you got a suspect, and he said it was him, but in various reports it was somebody else. No, it was me. No, in various reports somebody else killed him. No, I could not admit it. He was with my wife. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the various reports.
Varying reports, all right? And there were multiple altercations that took place. There's still an active investigation, and these are people being looked.
But it wasn't multiple ones about give me back my phone. That was at that time. That was recorded on that camera. It wasn't that many. It was many altercations. No, it was not at that time period. On the one video y'all talking about, it could have been anybody. No, it was me. Well, it could have been anybody. No, it was me.
Look at that. On these boys, and they getting death threats. That stuff is not right. Benjamin should be more responsible. But the reason
I'm not here to talk about Nolan Wells' lawyer. I'm here to talk about why Nolan Wells
is dead. Well, let's talk about it then.
Why Nolan Wells is dead.
But let's get
to the conversation.
Let's get to the phones.
Go ahead.
The phone's getting deleted. Because Al Sharpton came out there and said the mama had to go and search the phone down in Life 360. No, she didn't. The boys showed text messages, or the parents showed text messages of them communicating with his mom. She refused. And then they go and say they deleted. The boys say, the boys told me it could be not true or not. I don't know. They got to figure it out. They go, we didn't touch his phone. His phone went from the boat to the car with everybody else's phone. And when they came to get the phone, we got the phone out of the car and gave it to another young man's mom who came to get the other young man's phone.
But what Flakko said was the dad that tracked the phone. The dad had to wake somebody up and all kind of shit. The dad had to wake him up, and it was good. You see how the lies? And they don't even have to correct them. It's all about the money. See, I'm not going to never do anything for money or views or clicks or likes, anything like that, because I don't give a damn, you know what I'm saying, if I got to lie to get it. You know what I'm saying? Go against my character, go against my, you know what I'm saying, my morals and stuff like that. If I got a lie to get clicks and and things like that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do it. When I had 800,000 subscribers, I still didn't have to get lives and clicks and things like that. You know what I'm saying? I came with the truth even then. You know, it wasn't about likes and clicks, but for me, it's still not about likes and clicks. But this dude can get on here and say this type of stuff, and he know he's going to get likes and clicks. He don't have to debunk stuff. He don't have to prove nothing. He don't have to bring out no evidence. All he got to do is get on here and play with people's emotion, right? Some people want to laugh, like people on this channel, right? You're not going to leave this channel angry, right? Some people want to be angry, like his channel. You're not going to leave his channel laughing. You know what I'm saying? Unless you want to laugh at, oh, yo, he's a raccoon. Oh, no, look at it. He fried me. He's getting cooked. Oh, no. You want to, if that's funny to you, you know what I'm saying? And you can leave his page and say, oh, that was really funny how he was saying he got cooked and he was a coon and stuff like that. You know, that was real funny. That was real, you know, eloquent. Coon! Oh no! Look at him! He's a fried coon! Look out! He's a liar! You know how easy it was, right? If you had that type of following, right, or him or Willie D, right? If you had that type of following, right, and you know you can make money by doing this type of shit, right? You don't have any other content. You can't create. You can't create content. You can't be funny or anything like that. You have no personality, but you can get up here and point fingers at people. You know what I'm saying? These same people with Watermelon Fella, pointing their finger at Watermelon Fella. Now they're pointing, right? All these people pointing the same fingers at the same people, right? All the time. They point the same fingers, doing the same video because they all go with a money act. Oh, this is going to give me likes and clicks? Let me go in here and do 5 or 6 videos, you know what I'm saying? Because I know people gonna click on this because they're emotional over this. I don't have to tell the truth about this, and I get clicks and likes, and I can make money off of this, right? You don't think Willie D or Poetic Flakko at least made $100,000 off of Nolan Wells already with videos, donations? You don't think they reached $100,000 on this murder case, or suicide case, as they call it, or this racism case, as they call it, instead of this drowning? You know how much money they would lose, or what interest would they would have if they said, "Hey, this was an accidental drowning." They couldn't go with emotion. They couldn't go with conspiracy theories. They couldn't talk about videos and racism and friends should have done this and telephone that and both this and white girl that and argue this, and they couldn't talk about none of that if it was just a drowning. They making money. They've been making money off this for 3 weeks. Because if you look at their channel, they're doing lives on it, right? They're doing short videos on it, right? They're doing posting every little so-called piece of evidence come up. Oh, we have new evidence in the no, and you look at it like, this ain't no new evidence. Or this evidence ain't shit. But every day they come up with new video, new this, new that, new. But then you listen to, oh, this is a call of distress. Oh, this is a video of him, a picture of him bending over, getting a beer. You know. Oh, this right here is a video, another picture of him. But if you leave it up to them, it's new evidence every day. But if they were to say, take the emotion out of it, take the drama out of it, take the conspiracy out of it, right? Nobody would watch this shit because it wouldn't be interesting. I used to do these type of stories back in the day, not lie, but debunking when people used to put out these stories, right? So it's easy to debunk, right? Because they make so much money in doing these things. Right? It's like CNN and shit like that. You know, when they were lying about Trump and lying about Russian collusion and all that, when they were lying, they were making so much money doing it. And then people was going on there for the emotion, hope Trump would go to jail, hope Trump would lose, hope Trump was this. And then when none of it happened and they had nothing else to talk about, their ratings went down, their anchors got fired, They had to change their name. People got sued. People quit. Right? All because the Donald Trump rescue, all that shit, because they lied so much and got people with that emotion and stuff like that. They have no way to play with people's emotion right now. People can't hate right now. They got to find something else to hate because you're not giving them the I hate Trump or this hate Trump or he's going to get this. It's no anticipation of what might happen to Trump. And it's been a long one of them. So you're going to lose all your following because you have nothing to lead them to be angry with. All that racism, all that Nazi, all that Hitler, all that shit is played out. They're not getting emotional over that no more. They used to. So now you got to send these type of dudes, you know, Willie D and him and stuff like that. They get paid to get, because they know if they talk about racism, if they talk about these white kids, if they talk about Mississippi, they talk about all this and they raise emotion and talk about the court system and the police system and they talk about all this, right? They make money. Right, if we look at Willie D live, I don't want to look at Willie D live. Which one is this? Is right? Look at Willie D live. Willie D live, right? Willie, listen. Before I get up out of here, D live, right? And you look at his videos, right? Everything is Nolan Wells. Nolan Wells, right? Okay, that's drowning. You know, it's based on Nolan Wells. How can I get to his channel right here? How can I get to his channel? Okay, right here, right. You're gonna see his videos, right? Nolan Wells drowning, right? This video will make you angry. I'm pretty sure that's Nolan Wells. Nolan Wells, right? Nolan Wells case takes shocking turn. Nolan Wells can's friends threaten Benjamin Crump, right? Mysterious friend, right? In the Nolan Wells, you know, police standoff. Okay, another right. It was hidden. Nolan Wells. What is missing? Nolan Wells. And you know what I'm saying? You know how much money he making off Nolan Wells? Whose number? Nolan Wells. Who protected him? Nolan Wells. Nolan Wells corner kills. Right. Officer Tatum kills. Right. True. What is it? But he's making. All he got to do is put out the videos and make money. 31,000, 100,000, 70,000, right? Some videos hit, some videos don't. 64,000. He made some money on that. 304,000. You know, you feel what I'm saying? Oh, Mississippi governor threatens Benjamin Crump and Al Sharpton. Let me tune into this. He know he can make money off this shit. It's easy money. It's easy money. He done made $100,000 off this case easily. Probably a $500,000 ticket easily.
They said we don't know Nolan's password. How will we get in his phone and delete anything?
Exactly. The thing I said on the very first day when I saw like they had his phone, they deleted the message. That don't make sense. How do they have the password? Or do we have it like my best friend ain't got my, in case something happened to you, I'm gonna give you my password. People don't even get a password to their girl, they mother. But you want him to give it to his best friend? People, come on, man. I know people in relationships. People are married. They don't have each other passwords. I done saw it on some TV cases. Ma'am, can you help us get into your husband's phone? I don't know his password. But all of a sudden, they know his password and they delete the messages.
Now, why is them not coming on TV and saying there was no password or they had to get through his phone?
Why are you now blaming Benjamin Crump and Al Sharpton for making the family suspicious? No, that was already there.
On this because, and this is the reason why I say this. Why did Nolan Wells' mama say, I don't know these kids? These boys showed me pictures and video and texted them staying over his house, or at least the young boy Tristan staying over his house multiple times. She went to school with one of the other boys' mama, graduated high school with her. They showed me the yearbook. Why is she saying this?
Yeah, but Warren told you he had never met her. I'm so confused. Warren told you he never met her. Tristan told you he don't know the mom like that. Face, we never met her. What are you talking about?
Why? Al Sharpton don't know this boy. Why is he eulogizing him at his funeral? Ain't never met Nolan a day in his life. Why are they saying we're gonna give $100,000 to somebody who give us information to lead to an arrest? What if Nolan drank?
Yo, what?
And that is true. It's like, boy, people better remember their own damn password. How I'm gonna remember yours? You might remember your. How often? Look. If I remember your password, that means I gotta consistently go on your password to remember your shit, right? What would be the purpose of me consistently going to your phone using your password, right? Why would I even remember your password, right? It makes no sense.
Wait, pause, bro. Hold on, bro. What's wrong with you? Yo, why is Al Sharpton eulogized? Maybe because his parents is having a hard time. Maybe because the parents are not ready yet, bro.
No, because the parents knew they couldn't add racism and add rewards and keep on saying something don't add up and talk about the roach spray and you come on here to turn on the light and shit like that. And the mother and the father couldn't do that. So they hired Al Sharpton. It wasn't racism. We ain't gonna say it was. Say everything for the money. Because they knew if the parents got up there and said some shit like that, they be like, why would the parents do some shit like that? Say some racism, talk about roaches and spraying and shedding the light and no. So they sent this black activist up there to do it.
Comment. Fam, listen, bro. If the parents chose Al Sharpton,
drowning. And then also, why we don't do this for any other young men who have lost their lives at the hands of other people other than white people? Why
Charles,
coming together?
Charles, I'm going to give you the floor, Charles.
What? Back to Beckham? Why? Because again, if a man lost his life to another black man, that black man would be in jail, Tatum.
Not in Chicago. Come on, man. They got a lot of kids. It's the murder solve rate in Chicago like 38% or something like that. They don't solve too many murders. It's still the murder of Draco, the rapper. It's still out. Tupac and Biggie murders, they still ain't been solved. The hell you mean? Everybody don't go to jail. I know plenty of killers don't go to jail, right? And then don't no family be out there saying justice, right? You see that shit one time. It's probably when a kid get killed or something, or a mother or something like that, or somebody that's doing something in the community. You'll see people come out like, this got to stop. We got to stop killing we got to stop killing people. Do you see somebody come on? He was a good person in the community. He helped out everybody in the community, and things like that. All you hear is, oh, we have babies out here dying. It's 12 years. They got to stop killing our kids. See, the baby was 15 years old. They was going to be going to school and going to, you'll see that. Oh, she was a mother. Right, and she was a good mother, and we got to stop this, you know what I'm saying? Because now it's killing innocent mother. Gun violence is killing innocent mother. We got to stop this. It's going too far. We got to stop the violence in the community. That's all you hear. The next thing you know, bop, 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 bop. If people was getting arrested, they wouldn't be so comfortable doing it. Come on, man. If it was a black man, he would have got to be arrested. That's a lie. That's a lie. It couldn't have been a black on black crime because all black people get arrested for crimes like this.
I'm sorry to tell you, bro. I'm sorry to tell you. All right. If Nolan Walsh was shot and killed by another black kid, that black kid will be in jail. It's saying that a mother who just lost her son is trying to profit from his death. What? Yo, listen, man. Yo, even if you're somebody, bro, who think, my God, Flakko, I hate you, Flakko.
I do.
You are a sensitive liberal, even though I've never identified as a liberal in my.
Have you ever had a conservative view in your life? Have you ever protected a conservative? Have you ever defended a conservative? Right? Have you ever went this hard at a liberal and called him as somebody that was liberal and called them stupid and raccoons and sellouts and things like that, right? Have you ever made videos on liberals' opinions and views and said that this don't make sense? Are they lying to you? So if we was to say if you was in the middle or you was a conservative or liberal, you couldn't be in the middle because you're not doing both sides. You couldn't be conservative because you don't have conservative point of views. You have to be liberal. And the only reason he say he's not liberal because when people get into debates and they can't defend something, right? I have them all the time. I'm not a liberal, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the middle. Come on, you know you're not. You're not. You never voted Republican in your life. You don't like no Republican. You think they're all racism, or they're all racist. You think they're all related to Donald Trump, Ronald Reagan, George Bush, or thought all of them was evil, right? All the Democrats cool, Bill Clinton, Joe Biden, Barack Obama, right? They all cool, but you not a liberal.
Life, like, right? Oh my God, Flakko, blah, blah. Oh my God, you guys is race hustling. Okay, cool. You think it's a
race hustle? He knows it, and what he's doing is he's trying to make it seem minute. He's trying to make it seem like it's stupid. You know what I'm saying? And you stupid for believing. Oh, Flakko, you race hustling. You know exactly what you're doing. Yes, you are. The people know and see you know what you're doing. Yes, you are.
You think it's decent for a man to come on a national platform and to say the mother who is actively grieving her 18-year-old son who just died, she is grifting, she is for profit? Y'all think that's a decent thing to do? Bro, y'all have no decorum, bro. Y'all are just absolutely disgusting and sick.
Because
it's not your Tatum is not your Tatum. They never asked you for a dime. They never asked you to get involved. They never asked you for anything. You are just a disgusting human. Bro, Tatum, you are the worst human being I've ever witnessed. Yeah,
I told you, he's too emotional over a man. He's too emotional over a man. So the people in his chat have to agree with him. He is. Tatum's stupid. Tatum ain't. They have to agree with him for this to work. You are the worst human being. And look at this, right? He know where the money at, right? I'm going to show you what is his name? Poetic Flakko, right? He know where the money at, right? We're going to go with Poetic Flakko, right? Poetic Flakko. He know where the money at, right? Because, right? He do this, right? But he know Nolan Wells, right? He know lately Nolan Wells is hot, but he'll do some other stuff, but his stuff, he do Jay-Z, that's hot, right? But he's trying to make money off of Nolan Wells too, right? He's trying to make money off of Nolan Wells. These are old videos, right? But lately he been doing Nolan Wells videos. Nolan Wells, he go 2 lives, 141 Nolan Wells, you know what I'm saying? Right? But he been on, there was another Nolan Wells, right? The one we doing right now, right? That's Nolan Wells from yesterday. 3 hours on that Nolan Wells, you know what I'm saying? Right? I had to watch that damn the whole video. You know what I'm saying? For that. Here go another one, Nolan Wells, right? They know where the money at. You know what I'm saying? They know what the money at. He gonna do a couple of Nolan Wells videos a day because they're easy.
Tatum, you are the worst human being I've ever witnessed. Yo, I don't think I've ever seen a worse human being, bruh. You are trying to humiliate and ridicule a grieving mother. What? 23 days?
I have never heard Officer Tatum ridicule the mother in any kind of way. But this is say, hey, she didn't tell the truth when she said she didn't talk to the kids. The kids reached out to her. She ain't reached out back. You know what I'm saying? The thing about the phone is a lie. You know, these kids are innocent, right? How is that talking about them? I haven't even heard Officer Tatum really talk about the mother, but said once or twice. Oh no, you shouldn't bring up the mother and the grieving the mother, right? They try to use that and say, don't talk about the case because the mother is grieving. We understand that, but it's been, but you want to talk about it. Don't talk about this, and don't bring up the evidence. Don't bring up what she did, and this. because she's still grieving. How long is she gonna grieve? And when can we start debunking her story? When can we start saying, hey, this is not true? Right? We're supposed to wait until, you know what I'm saying, y'all talk about these white kids saying they lying for so long, or saying they didn't do this or do that, or should these white kids say, hey, hold on, I did do this. I did talk to the mother. I did this. So all y'all saying what I didn't do, I did do that. So now y'all got to move on to something else. Oh, don't grieve. Don't talk about the mother. The mother is grieving. You know what I'm saying? Because the kids say, hey, man, the mother said they didn't know you. Is that true? Well, the mother, how can the mother say that? I've done this, I've done that. Oh, don't talk about the mother. Mother grieving. How could you bring him on there to talk about the mother right now? Because the mother said she didn't know me. And we're trying to get to the bottom of this. This is a lie. The mother's untrustworthy. She's untrustworthy about the phone, the GPS, the friends. She's untrustworthy.
After her 18-year-old son lost his life?
Everyone they wanted to.
It don't seem normal. It don't seem normal to me for a man that don't even preach sermons to do a eulogy for a boy that he didn't know.
Okay, we're going up the rails. Got evidence that we know. Charles, Officer.
Last question, right? Now, Officer Tatum finna give the best answer you can give in a situation. Dude ain't gonna, he gonna try to say, well, I don't hate Officer Tatum, basically. He can come with like he asked him, like, with the evidence we have right now, right at this very moment, what outcome do you think is going to happen at this very moment with the evidence you got is presented, with Benjamin Crumpet talking about? You know what I'm saying? The evidence you saw on platforms, the evidence you read about, the evidence you collected. What you think is going to be the best outcome for this?
Normal to me for a man that don't even preach sermons to do a eulogy for a boy that he didn't know.
Okay, we're going up the rails. Got evidence that we know. Charles, Officer Tatum, I'll go with you first. Charles, I'll give you the last word.
And I'll try to make this succinct. I think we're going to find that the law enforcement agency did a fair investigation, that they did things right all the way through the process, and that none of this will lead to any of what Al Sharpton them said it was and alluded that it was, and they will get to the bottom of what happened to Nolan, and it will be clean, it will be professional, and it will be the same result without the interference with activists and people out here hoodwinking. I think that they're going to find out what happened to Nolan, and it's not going to be Al Sharpton. It's not going to be Benjamin Crump. It's going to be the law enforcement agencies that go out and do this stuff every single day, that does an investigation, that's going to be forensically looked through the cell phone, that's going to interview 60 people and find out what happened to Nolan. And they're going to be able to say, was it somebody that did something nefarious to Nolan? They're going to be prosecuted. If Nolan drowned, they're going to let the family know he drowned. That's going to be the totality of this investigation, which didn't have nothing to do with this race stuff and had nothing to do with these activists coming out and
he should be embarrassing himself. Why? Because he's spitting facts. It has nothing to do with race. I don't give a damn what kind of civil rights lawyer you get, right? You can dig up Johnny Cochran and he can prove it was nothing about race, right? You went and got the most powerful so-called black activist social media lawyer in the world, and he still will never be able to prove it was racism involved. I don't give a damn what it is. He would have been proved it. He there for the money. These people know where the money at. Right? Oh, he should be ashamed of himself. He said the police gonna do the best investigation. You know what I'm saying? And they found out somebody killed them, they're gonna be prosecuted. They found out somebody drowned, right? They're gonna tell the mother. Right? That's the outcome with the evidence we have right now. Right? Oh, this dude should be ashamed of himself.
Making money on the death of another black boy. It had nothing to do with these activists coming out and making money on the death of another black boy.
Charles, I'll give you the last word because I know you got to go.
Sure. Thank you, Stephen A. I don't necessarily know what will come of the case. I am.
What? You have no, with the evidence you have right now, because he doesn't want to say the truth. He doesn't want to tell the truth. Well, I have no idea what was going to come. With the evidence you got right now, you're going to say, I think it's going to be a murder. I think it's going to be he's a drowning. I think it's going to be accident. I think it's going to be something else, right? Officer Tatum gave a perfect example. It's going to be this, that, and that. What else? And he said it at the beginning of it, before he even said what he was going to say. I'm going to be very succinct, mean clear and direct, because he knew this dude wasn't going to be clear and direct. I'm going to be very succinct. Woo! People didn't catch that. He didn't catch that, right? I caught that. I'm going to be very succinct, right? I think with the evidence we got right now, there's going to be a fair investigation. The police going to do their job. If somebody was arrested, going to get arrested for a crime, they'll get arrested. If it was an accident, they're going to tell the family. Simple and direct and clear, succinct. I learned that word in prison when I read the whole dictionary. Succinct. Yeah, that's a good word. I'm very succinct when I talk, baby. That's one of my words right there to use. Man, I'm very succinct when I be talking to this game, baby. Let's go.
I am and continue to be invested in the integrity of the process, number one, so that it sets a precedent of getting to the facts and having objective information disseminated to the...
You see what I'm saying? Right? Officer Tatum was very clear and succinct. You don't know what the fuck he talking about. With such and such, I'm not going to... What?
I don't necessarily know what will come of the case.
You don't know what's going to come of the case. Officer Tatum said it's going to be either an arrest or accidental drowning. Right? Somebody's going to get arrested, or they're going to tell the family that it was an accident and you got to move on. Right? And the police is going to do a thorough investigation. But he said, I don't know what's going to happen in the case. Right, next one.
I am and continue to be invested in the integrity of the process. Number one.
Right. He's in, I don't know, continue to be intrigued by the something of the process. Number one. Who in the fuck know what that means? Who the integrity of the process, right? But ain't that what Officer Tatum said, right? The officers will do a thorough job. That's integrity of the progress. Officers doing a damn good job, right?
One, so that it sets a precedent of getting to the facts and having objective information disseminated to the public in a way that's honest, truthful, and transparent.
What? What? Was that all one sentence I broke down in three different whats?
What I will say is that it's disappointing to sit and listen to Brandon talk about the same type of aspersions being cast on Benjamin Crump, on Al Sharpton, in the same way that they are advocating for answers for Nolan Wells, that he has railed against the same type of characterizations going in reverse. A split mirror image of the type of vitriol that you are decrying against.
Wait. I couldn't even end it, right? Because Stephen A. Smith, right, asked him, right, about what the evidence happened right now. What you think is going to be the outcome of the case? This nigga is blaming Officer Tatum. Well, I don't like his Officer Tatum. It's saying, no, what do you think about the outcome? I don't know about the outcome. But what happens, Officer Tatum, this nigga went on a whole rant about Officer Tatum. Damn the case, damn the evidence, right? We don't like what was Officer Tatum. You know, this is real education to you, bro. This is real. You really got him with that last statement. What is going to be the outcome of the case? Well, Officer Tatum. That last 7 seconds.
The survivors in this instance being spewed at Benjamin Crump and Al.
I couldn't record the whole thing, y'all. I'm like, you know what, man? They don't need to watch the whole thing. They get the picture, man. They get the picture, right? Like, I don't know if y'all used to watch In Living Color when it's have Damian Wayans used to play the prison dude, you know what I'm saying? And he used to always know the smart ass words. Shit. Or what's that dude? Dyson, whatever. Well, hypothetically speaking, I'm like, come on, man. The integral part of the agriculture of the human nature is described as an all-being process to the honeybee and the bottled soda, you know what I'm saying, to the process of elimination of the diaphragm, you know what I'm saying, that's spewed into the madness, you know, of lettuce. Nigga, did you just say McDonald's hamburgers was high? You said all that to say McDonald's hamburgers went up 7 cents. You talking about lettuce and fruit, all that to say McDonald's, because the Donald Trump economy, you know, all that to say Donald Trump is responsible for McDonald's going up 7 cents on lettuce, on hamburgers. Oh my God. Right? But they can say this type of shit all the time. They don't got to answer to nothing. Right? All they got to do is deflect. I get that shit all the time. Hey, answer this question, yes or no. See, it's not a yes or no question. Well, ask me a question. I'm going to say yes or no. Right? Yeah, ask me anything you want to, a yes or no question, and I'll tell you how I go. Yes or no, right? Anything. I ain't going to explain it. Ask me one. Go ahead, try it out. I'm going to show you how to do it. No, because I'm going to have to, because what you're going to say is not going to be a yes or no question. Well, answer a question you think is not going to be a yes or no question. See, can I answer it? About Donald Trump. Any one of them. I don't give a fuck. Ask me one question about Donald Trump. Do you believe he's a pedophile? Nope. Do you believe he's a racist? Nope. Do you believe he's going to run for third time? Nope. You believe he's going to be? Nope. You believe he was on Jeffrey Epstein? Nope. Keep them coming. I can answer these all day. Huh? Okay, now let me ask you a question, right? Now, when did you think at any point in time that Joe Biden was always in the right frame of mind? Anytime through his whole presidency, you think he was in the right frame of mind? See what happened. Do you think that Joe Biden, right, covered for his son on some shit with other countries? Yes or no? No, because what happened? Yes or no? Right? Do you think Kamala Harris earned that? Do you think it was right for Kamala Harris to bring Megan Thee Stallion out there to twerk in front of all them black people at a rally? No, man. Do you think it was right for her to take them? You can ask them questions. I don't give a fuck how simple it is. They would never answer it. All right? They would never answer it. So give me your view on this. Well, I ain't going to give you my view on this, but I'm going to tell you about him and what their view is. It's easy to tell me what my view is, but tell me what your view is. Donald Trump is making the economy go up. Donald Trump is the wages is high and the economy is bad and stuff like that. Okay, well, Donald Trump done that. What are you going to do? What are your ideas? I ain't got none. I just know his ain't good. Okay, well, what you gonna replace him with? Well, I don't know yet. We ain't came up with yet, but I know his ain't working yet. His not working, but I ain't got no idea either. What the? That's like you telling the mechanic how to fix his car. Like, now, I know that's your car, right? But I'm gonna let you know how to fix it. What? Even though I don't know nothing about cars, you're not fixing it right. You should be doing this. What? Did it work when you was doing it? No, but you should do it. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna do that no more. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want you to do that, and we're gonna try to do something else when we get in. We know our shit didn't work, but your shit ain't working, so we want to get in and try something entirely different. Something ain't never worked before. Some shit called socialism. What? Evidently, our shit ain't working. Your shit ain't. Why my shit? Why capitalism ain't working? Right? Why that's not working? Well, it's not working for us, and if you were to vote for us, why it's not working for you? Well, it is actually working for me. Well, it's not working for the people to vote for us. They want socialism. Can't vote no capitalism. We can't let motherfuckers know we getting rich. Bernie sound like, man, I can't let these motherfuckers know I'm really a capitalist. So I don't get their vote saying, keep socialism in, keep socialism. I got another house over here, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got, keep socialism, let's spread the wealth. Bernie, move somebody in one of these empty houses you got. Hell no. I'm not gonna do no shit like that. I'm gonna spread this socialism. Keep socialism, spread the wealth, corporate taxes. Ain't them motherfuckers funny you? Yeah, but they ain't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Ain't you getting money from them? Yeah. But you should not talk about that. You work for these drug companies and you should not talk about that. And these kids, Bernie, don't these same motherfuckers? Oh, I'm not going to talk about that right now. We're not going to talk about that. What? All these motherfuckers talk about these rich motherfuckers. Hey, Pocahontas, don't you get funding for these motherfuckers? Well, I'm not going to talk about that. We're talking about these big corporations. We should go out there. They should have a millionaire tax. Madani, ain't your parents millionaires? You gonna tax the shit out of your parents? Where they live at? Didn't the motherfuckers help you with all your shit? Now you want to tax them? I wish the hell my son would come up in there like, hey, Pops, I know you're a millionaire or a billionaire, but I don't think you should have all that money. Nigga, that's how you got through school. That's how you got what the hell? Your business. That's how you became mayor. Nigga, what you mean I shouldn't have all my money? Well, I think you should split it, give it away and give it to these programs that I'm doing, with free housing and, you know what I'm saying, free bus rides. I don't think you deserve that much money, Pops and Mama. You motherfuckers are stingy. You think they finna tax they? Think about this, right? You think they the rich. They may say they're not rich. You think they finna put a higher tax on themselves? What fool would do that? What fool would take money for themselves, cut they shit damn near more than half? What fool, right? Because they have a standard of living. What fool will supposedly work that hard to get a certain standard of living, right? And get to a point and say, fuck it. I want to cut it, slash it in half, and I'm going to vote to slash all this in half because I have too much stuff. I make too much money. I don't give enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a law so I can take from myself. Who does that? You really think they're going to make a law, a millionaire, billionaire law, and tax their friends and their donors and their family members and shit like, and themselves? You make this much money, I'm gonna tax you. I'm gonna vote on it. We should vote. They never say us. They say them. You should tax us. We us millionaires. You should really put a millionaire tax on us. We really need to pay more. You never hear them say we or us. It's always them. They need to pay more. Motherfucker, ain't you in the same financial class? Say we then. Say we need to pay. Bernie Sanders, say we need to pay more. Huh? Say as a class, I need to pay more. Huh? Us. They need to tax us more. I'm pretty sure you want to tax more, they would. You could buy the ticket, take more out of my money. I don't know no motherfucking millionaire, billionaire, thousandaire, whatever saying, you know what? I hate I love my standard of living so much, I don't want it no more. Tax them. That's like a person saying, hey, man, beat up all blacks. Wait a minute, ain't you blacks? Yeah, but beat them all up. Beat all blacks up. Not me, them. Not me, them. Don't be. I'm gonna run on beating the hell out of all blacks, right? But I'm not talking about me. I'm not all of them. I'm not us, them. Don't you got all the Democrats running on millionaire and billionaire taxes. Look how many millionaires and billionaires they got. They got all of them. What the fuck? they got most of them in the damn. If you look up donations and billionaires compared to, they got like 80% of the motherfucking millionaires and billionaires, right? In the communities, they got 90% of the 80%. What the hell they talking about? Oh, wealth tax. The wealth people like, their parents like, I wish you would. I don't give a damn what you say. Ain't nobody finna give up 5 houses because they want to be a socialist. Right? I gained this shit by being a capitalist, right? Now I'm finna lose all this shit for being a socialist, and I'm finna vote for it. They got you fooled. Like, do that make sense? Huh? I'm finna vote for this shit. Got 5 houses. I got 3 businesses. I'm making money, right? You make that much money, most of you motherfuckers wouldn't have to lie on your taxes. You motherfuckers going to lie on your taxes to get more money, to get cheaper houses, and all of a sudden you want to be a motherfucking socialist. But you lying on your taxes to get more money. You know? Building extra houses and downgrading shit, all of them going to jail for tax evasion and tax this and fraud this and campaign money and shit. But now all of a sudden they want we want to get millionaire tax, right? But you motherfuckers cutting corners to save money. But now all of a sudden you want to stop cutting corners. You can't with these Democrats. I'm telling you cannot with these Democrats. They say some of the dumbest shit in the world and they use common sense. You'd be like, that's a lie. That's a damn lie. Wait a minute. Some of you motherfucking Democrats are made money and are still in the business of real estate. You know what I'm saying? That's some of the business real estate. You buy a property, sell them, rent them out, and shit like that. Now you saying you want motherfuckers to live in your property for free? Well, go ahead and let them. You can do that right now. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? You mean I came a real estate agent, I bought a house and all this other shit, you know what I'm saying? And now I'm finna vote a law in for me to let people live in my shit for free? It's you, the stupid. But I'd be out there, if I was doing it for the vote, hell yeah, raise the rent. I mean, lower the rent. Tax the millionaires. These motherfuckers ain't shit. They don't like y'all. They not paying the same taxes you pay. Shit, don't you? Ain't you the same boat? You pay the same, no taxes them motherfuckers pay, I'm pretty sure. They do this shit, but it's all the Republicans and shit. Blame them. They don't want y'all riding free buses. They don't want y'all. Well, hell, you don't want them either. Nigga, that's gonna cost you extra money. Long as it's your money, they don't give a fuck. Right? But I'm up. Caught it live. Oh, you caught it live. Well, let me go a little 5 more minutes since you caught it live. What you want to hear? I'm taking jokes on demand. What you want to hear in the chat? I'm taking jokes on demand. 1 minute, 5 jokes. What's the first joke coming up? Who we talking about? First joke coming up. Who the first joke coming up? The first joke coming up is from who? First joke coming up 1 minute is from who and what topic? What topic is we talking about? It's gonna be Nolan Well or it's gonna be Democrats. What joke? What joke number 1? Who gonna put it in the chat? Joke number 1. Who gonna put joke number 1 about the Democrats? Say the stupidest shit. Huh? Who gonna give me one? Who gonna give me one? We're gonna go with 5 of them. You know I'm a comedian. You know I'm a comedian. Damn it, you gotta practice. You know what I'm saying? This is called like okay. The Democrats. Let me see. Democrats need to decide sink or swim. To no pun, sink or swim. Democrats don't know the definition of a sink or swim. Democrats, look. you can tell a Democrat a story and be like, hey, one time my brother a Democrat, right? And he a liberal at heart. He'll see something, right? But he won't say the obvious. He always say something else. You know what I'm saying? Like sink or swim. He always say something else. Like if he sees something, like you can see somebody run on water, right? So we saw somebody running on water. Dude was running on water. Matter of fact, we had a true story. This dude running on water, right? And I told my brother, right, hey, man, that dude running on water. My brother gonna look at me and say, yeah, but he can't swim. I said, what? That's the stupidest shit in the world. Why do this dude is running on water? But yeah, but he can't swim. Can he swim? He probably drowned. Ask him, can he swim? That's the Democrats are liberal for you. They will see the obvious, but they'll switch it and try to have a whole nother argument. Now you talking about, you just saw a dude walk on water. Now you talking about swimming. You idiot. Joke number 2. Who got another joke? And they reach for it and see who got another joke. Anybody got another joke? Let's sink or swim. Yeah, but he can't swim. Oh, what? You don't never talk about the obvious. Anybody got another joke before we get up out of here? We're gonna do one more then because y'all taking too long. Y'all supposed to have them rolling in. Y'all supposed to have them rolling in. Rolling. Y'all supposed to have me on the roll. Y'all taking too slow. I can't be telling jokes faster than y'all type. Y'all could have had all kind of ideas about Democrats. People who watching, you know what I'm saying? You could have just typed something in like, let me put something weird so he can joke about, you know what I'm saying, on here. I can joke about anything. I'm a comedian. I can make up stuff on the spot. Not make up stuff, but you know what I mean. Well, I'm up out of y'all don't want the comedy show. I'm up out of here then, man. I'll be back tomorrow. Every day I gotta debunk something tomorrow. So I'll be back tomorrow debunking shit. Hopefully y'all had a good day. Enjoy the rest of y'all day. It's hot as hell in Southern California. Thank you. Who was that? Thank you, Miss Chocolate, Miss Coco. Thank you. Thank you. Is Marquise Sherry King. I'm out of here. See y'all on the next one. I'm gonna debunk some more stuff on tomorrow. This thing is crazy. I'm out of here.